What kind of long-term trauma comes from seeing black people being killed by police, whether it be on video or in person, such as the case of George Floyd or yesterday in Ohio?
Well, I mean, right now more than ever, so many of my patients are coming to me every day, letting me know that they have so much stress and anxiety, and their vital signs, their medical conditions, their elevated blood pressures, elevated heart rates, and all of this is real. I mean, you have to look at, we're in the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's very clear, the science has demonstrated, we African Americans, we have a much higher chance of losing our life from COVID-19, which is very stressful. We have significantly more employment, financial insecurities, and with our legal system, police brutality, I mean, the court systems. I mean, I'm going to read from Social Science and Medicine, Volume 269, January 2021. It was cited that police are almost 3.5 times more likely to kill blacks than whites in the U.S. And all of this stress and reality that we live in is causing so much of a decline in our health that it has to be changed.
You know, this trauma caused by these killings, it's also obviously, you know, some kind of racial issue, but it's interesting that it's being classified as a mental health issue also. Kind of sort that out for me.
Well, I mean, racism is being identified as trauma. The bottom line is, a lot of us in the African American community, we experience it every day. And over time, it creates chronic stress, almost like a post-traumatic stress disorder of someone that's fought a war, Vietnam War. I mean, over time, it wears and tears. And as I said before, it adversely affects our health, our mental health, and our physical health. So what we have to do is look for solutions. Now, yesterday was a good day because there was a much needed glimpse of hope with the verdict, because now a lot of my patients, even today, have expressed that they feel that there's a chance that we can be treated fairly and if we get stopped by the police or go to court. And that's good because that can result in better health as far as decreasing the stress, increasing the health mentally and physically.
Dr. Quinn, tell us why it is important for Black Americans to get away from that stigma of seeking help for mental health issues. It sounds like your patients are coming with you and saying, yes, I'm stressed, or are you specifically asking those questions?
Man, that is so important. I have this discussion with my patients every single day, and I encourage a lot of my patients that might need more help than I can give as a family doctor to see a therapist or even a psychiatrist if needed. And for some, I'm able to prescribe medications, but talking it out, the research has shown overwhelmingly that it has a very positive impact on the overall psychological and physical health of that individual. And those out there that don't go to the doctor and stay home, that's the worst. Start out talking to a family member or someone you trust. And if it is overwhelming, talk to your doctor. And if your primary care doctor refers you out to a specialist, follow up and understand that. And this is what I try to help my patients understand. If you seek help, it doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you don't believe in God, as some have said. It doesn't mean you're crazy, as a patient said. We don't use that word, but it means you want to get better, not just for yourself, but for your family and all of those that you love.
I think probably one other thing for white Mississippians or white Americans for that matter, this needs to be something that we need to be aware of as a real issue for our African American friends. I think that would also help. So, Dr. Quinn, thank you for being with us this afternoon and appreciate your comments on this. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.